So I would have to say no to a camera.
Wanted to also see how I can get up to the upper levels that are public.
They're not. They're actually for security purposes, for personnel. Now, if you want to set an appointment with me.
What this practice is preventing us from doing is really observing our government. Who knows what's going on up there? Who knows what corruption's going on up there?
But for security purposes, it was not the intention to just let the public roam free. It's just for security purposes, usually for security purposes. It's for security purposes.
It should be open to the public. I mean, freedom is not safe. Let's just cut to the chase. It's dangerous, right? We don't live in North Korea. And I don't care if they accompany me. That's fine. I'm not a threat. I don't care if you get the janitor. Benjamin Franklin said, if those who give up freedom for a little safety and security deserve neither of those things.
Okay, well, this is the citizen's house.
Welcome back, Liberty Trollers. We're at the city of Cape Canaveral City Hall in Cape Canaveral, Florida. That is Brevard County. Here to make sure that our public servants treat we the people with respect and above all, honor and recognize our rights. Cape Canaveral is known for the Kennedy Space Center all around the world and for launching space shuttles. Let's hope that our public servants treat members of the public with respect, with the utmost professionalism. I fully expect them to be respectful. Let's see if they do just that.
And if you would like to support this channel, you can go to our website, libertytroll.com, or go to Cash App, GiveSendGo, or GoFundMe. We'd appreciate your support, and don't forget to follow us on TikTok. You're good. I don't think so. Not yet, anyway, but who do I ask for if I need help? What's your name? My name is Patty. Patty, nice to meet you. Looks like this is the mayor's office. All right. Patty, you said? How do I get access to the city clerk's office?
That is upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I can give her a call and ask her to come down.
Am I able to go up there?
No, sir.
Oh, they don't have like a public office in there?
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
What is your name?
My name's Zach.
Zach?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Will she know what this is in reference to?
No, I'm gonna tell her I'm a walk-in, I guess you can say.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Hi, good morning. How are you? Good. I'm Zach. Nice to meet you. I'm Zach.
Mia.
Mia, nice to meet you.
I'm a city clerk. How can I
Good.
help you?
I wanted to put in a public records request for just some very simple items. You can probably do in a quick report PDF version.
If we actually have the record, we'll provide it.
Yeah.
We don't create new records.
Oh yeah, I understand. It's just gonna be like first, last names, titles, and salaries of all city employees in this city hall,
Sure.
as well as the
Slow down. First, last names.
job titles.
Salaries. We
Yes,
get this
ma'am.
request a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
in City Hall as well as
The sheriff's department next door? Or that's county, isn't it?
it's county. You could put your request into their public records system.
Okay.
Or I can forward it to them.
If you can forward it, that'd be great.
Sure. And do you want to share an email address?
Yes.
Provide this? Okay.
Thank you. It's Liberty Troll, LIBERTY, Troll, TROLL,
TROLL.
dot LLC
LLC.
at Gmail.
Okay. And so you need sheriff's office.
Mm-hmm.
Just for
Right
this.
next door.
Just for this precinct.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes, right next door. So that's it for the public records for right now, but wanted to also see how I can get up to the upper levels that are public.
They're not. They're actually for security purposes, for personnel. Now, if you want to set an appointment with me and I can give you a tour, we're actually not able to do that right now because we just had a very late city council meeting last night. So we're getting ready to go into a meeting at 10:30 and there's preparation that has to happen.
Okay.
But I can give you a tour up there. It's just for security purposes. It's not open to the public just at any time.
But if you have an appointment, then it's open.
Yeah, because the city manager meets with different people, the mayor and council. They might meet with different members of the public, and generally that's done, in a professional manner, or you make an appointment, and I'd be happy to do that with you.
So if you have an appointment, what are some of the services that you guys have for the public?
Well, other than just regular city business, like say you wanted to run for election, then I would invite you up at some point and we'd sit down and we'd go over the board resource guide. Normally, I'd take you to a conference room on this floor just because it's convenient.
Right.
But I have met with different individuals upstairs if need be.
Right.
But we usually, for security purposes, as you can tell, we're very mindful.
You guys have an incident here before?
No, we're just following what we see in other city halls, municipalities, that kind of thing.
It was a policy passed by the commission, I would assume.
Well, it's not necessarily. When this building was built, it was determined that this would be the public area, public bathrooms, mayor's office is down here now. It used to be upstairs. Council chambers, that's public. I could take you in there. But for security purposes, it was not the intention to just let the public roam free. And I think, because of, incidences throughout the country, and it's just a good best practice that they did it that way. That's why we have glass here. If you go into most city halls, I think newer ones, you'll find some sort of a security protocol like that. It's not in writing.
Right. Do you guys have something called a retention
Schedule?
retention public record schedule in
Yeah,
every
we follow
every
the
office?
state guidelines.
Okay, those are posted in every office, I assume, like in any public office.
Well, I'll tell you where. If you go here, by statute, this is supposed to be posted.
Yeah, I saw that.
Let people know who the primary records custodian is.
I mean, do you guys have a copy of the retention schedule posted
It's
in every?
online.
No, I mean, again, copy, physical copy posted in every office.
We don't, but I mean, I could be very happy to email it to you if that's what you need.
Is that isn't that a statute?
To post the retention schedule?
I don't know if it is. I'm just asking because I know
think
in
so.
some states it is a statute. I know Ohio has a statute where they have to have the copies of the retention schedule for the public records posted in every single public office.
I'm not aware of that. If
Well, I don't
there
know
is a
if it's the same here.
statute, not a problem. That's not my agency. I would imagine that agency might have them readily available to the
Right.
public, and they do that online. So, I mean, because they don't have an office down here, obviously, it's Tallahassee. But
Do people come here to make payments and that sort of thing?
Sure.
Okay, they have to make an appointment to make a payment.
No.
So if they come here to make a payment, what's the process on them making a payment?
Most of the time, depending on what kind of payment it is, you just walk up to, most of our payments
Here?
are building permits or business tax receipts, and you make a payment that way. If you have to make a payment, say, during the election cycle, to qualify, you would come in during the statutory, or we have it in our code what our qualifying period is.
Yeah.
And you would make your payment during qualifying.
Okay.
Because that's a specific time period where you qualify to run for office.
Okay. So I'll tell you the other reason why I'm here. It doesn't necessarily require an appointment because it's not a tour per se, but I want to look at the different offices that are open to the public, assuming they have an appointment, right? Because you need an appointment for services. You know, if you're here for a specific purpose, like paying a payment, for example, that's a purpose that you would, I guess, have. If it happens to be on an upper level, another floor, aside from like the second floor or third floor or whatever.
It would be handled down here.
Oh, you still come down here?
Yeah,
and do that?
because this is the public area where public make payments, or they do it online, depending on what kind of a payment it is.
So forget
Or they
about,
mail.
let's just cut out online, cut out anything
Yeah.
that's outside the building.
Yeah.
What services can somebody come here for an appointment that requires them to go up to the second, third, so on?
Off the top of my head, like I said, somebody who's interested in qualifying might meet with somebody upstairs. The general public normally will contact their elected officials, and the officials will take them upstairs to talk about whatever issues that they're concerned about. City manager will meet with different individuals, might be business owners, or it's not a whole lot of requests for the residents, although he's open to meeting with residents to meet with their concerns. So upstairs is like, it's the community doesn't normally go up there because that's where all the business is being taking place.
Right, and there's no business taking place that is geared toward serving the public up there. It's all
It's
private
all
stuff.
serving the public, but that's just the way it would be.
Do you guys have the budget?
Disruptive, probably.
Do you
yeah,
guys
we
have,
have it.
is that down here or is that upstairs somewhere?
It's online. Readily, all the budgets.
Forget
are
online. Is it posted here in person at the
If
building?
somebody comes in and wants to see the budget, I can easily go up and get you a copy.
Okay, so there's.
So you'd have to pay for it because
So what I'm hearing is, unless you're here, if you're
if you
scheduled
wanna
to
look
see,
at it.
what I'm gathering is the only way to get upstairs is to have an appointment with like an elected official
or
to talk about a
another
private matter.
Another employee, but we would normally meet with them downstairs. It's for security purposes.
How long has this been in place? Is this a policy or is this just a practice?
It's a practice.
It's not like an official policy.
It's an unwritten policy
Okay.
that we follow because that's just the way the administration and the council agreed to it.
And this happened during COVID, after COVID, before COVID?
When this building was built, we moved in 2018, so that's pretty much when it started. And then the old city hall is, the structure is still across the street.
Okay.
Same thing, when there was some incidences over there where people came in and were threatening and intimidating to people. There used to be a structure on this property where somebody just kind of went beyond the barrier, where the reception area is, and just went into the code enforcement officer's office and closed the door behind them.
So it went into a restricted area?
Yeah.
Well, those should be closed off.
At the time, it was obvious that, this is your area, this is our area, and they just, so.
Well, where I'm getting at, and this is my thought process, is that this is a city hall. Mm-hmm. The funds are taxpayer supported. The taxpayers pay for the building to keep the lights on, keep the AC blowing, and that's a lot of AC in the state of Florida. Pays the salaries of all the public employees or public servants, you can call them.
Absolutely.
So the way I look at it is anything any office that could potentially serve the public is design and purposes for the public to be able to get in, conduct their business, call it a day. It shouldn't be closed off to the public. It kind of doesn't send a very good message for the city, because it says that, we're a threat, or, there's a kind of a disdain for the public. Not that that's your take, but, I'm saying it sends that message to the public that pay for this building.
I understand where you're coming from.
Right.
I wasn't part of the, powers that be.
I know you didn't make the rules,
but
to be clear.
The reasonableness of, we've always felt like if somebody comes in and they need a service, we're going to try and provide that ASAP in the best possible way we can, in the most safe way we can. And
because not everybody has access to the internet, right?
Right.
People want to come in and utilize their building and not being seen as a fortress for our public servants that we pay, right? They want to be able to come in and conduct their business. And sometimes they have a private matter. They want to come in and speak privately. They don't want to speak out in the open here when it might be jam-packed full of a bunch of people.
That's where we would take, if it was the mayor, and other staff members can take the public into the mayor's office or the conference room that's here downstairs. And it's pretty open.
Yeah. And so now I'll tell you another reason why I'm here. And I was starting to say this, and I guess I got sidetracked, but I wanted to take pictures and video of all the areas that are open. If it's not open, you would probably say, well, you need an appointment to go there or here or there, whatever.
Yeah.
But assuming I had an appointment, I want to go into those areas and get pictures and videos, make sure they're compliant, I just want to look at the pictures on the walls, for example, see what our taxpayer money's going towards. Look and make sure that you guys are ADA and compliant. Make sure that, I'm able to gain access into areas that, because look.
There's another reason we don't just allow people to come in and wander around. There's,
and I'm not here loitering, just me personally. So what I'm here to do has a legitimate purpose.
But we have a duty and an honor to protect the citizens. This is the citizen's house, and electronic or not, there are records here, and some of them might be confidential. They're not just laying around. But like
I would
in
hope
the
not.
finance department,
they have their computer screens turned away from the public, right? If they were to walk in that office, I would hope.
For the most part, yeah. But there are areas that are, we consider to be confidential, and some things are exempt from public record, like the layout of a public building. That's another security risk. So I would have to say no to a camera, because I don't know, I'm not saying you personally would do that, but if we let you do it, then that might open the floodgates to have somebody come upstairs, get something on camera so that they know what the layout of the upstairs is. I'm not going to argue with you on it, but it's a security issue.
If somebody had nefarious purposes, they could just wear a camera that's concealed.
That's true.
Nowadays, you got glasses that can take footage. You can also wear one of those buttons. It's a camera, but it's disguised as a button, or you could wear something tiny and easily concealable.
Correct.
But
I feel like I have a duty to the citizens of the city of Cape Canaveral to protect their building, and this is the way this city has chosen to protect it. And
who's chosen that exactly? Was it the citizens, or was it just a handful of public servants?
Well, when the building was in its infancy, like the project, many public meetings that people could have attended, spoken up about, if they wanted to, the layout, and because the designs were provided to the public, those council members could have brought up and discussed, I think, the city hall should be open to,
It should.
And
not the restricted areas that are designated specifically for
and that's what I'm talking
authorized
about.
personnel. That's not authorized personnel only. What's happened
really
is they've made it, they're calling it security area, but they're saying it's no longer secure though, as long as you have an appointment for a certain purpose.
And
but it's not really
there's
secured.
There's a good faith effort between the employees and staff and council and the community to reasonably get business done, allow people to get their business done, and provide as much openness as they possibly can in a safe and effective manner. Not to and to stay compliant with state statute as far as, keeping the restricted areas restricted and the public areas open.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Now, I've been in about probably 100 different city halls, and in a lot of them, most of them, you can just walk into the public offices. They have a counter set up. They have, like a cattle line. You can go in there and wait in line for your turn, and or they have like a room where they call your number and that sort of thing.
Sure.
I've been in a few that are like this. They limit you to like a teeny tiny incy squincy little part of the building, and then everything's permission. Like, we don't live in a permission society. We should be living in a free society. Anything our taxpayers are paying for that provides services back to us, it should be open to the public. I mean, freedom is not safe. Let's just cut to the chase. It's dangerous, right? We don't live in North Korea, right? So as a patriot, as somebody who loves this country, I take it very seriously. I want to make sure that my city halls that I pay for, and I pay federal taxes too, so it doesn't matter what state I'm in. You got the privileges and immunities clause too that covers that. But, I want to be able to just take pictures and video inside of the areas that have services for the public, regardless if there's an appointment or not.
Well, I can tell you,
and if you have somebody,
the general public would not have an appointment, say, in the finance area at all. If they wanted to, which is very rare, they usually have a phone call, or they contact each other via email, or if they were to meet with that group or one of those individuals, it would probably either be behind here or in a conference room or at a public meeting. So I'm sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, and
I'm not answering the questions the way you want me to.
No, and I was about to say before I forget, you mentioned, last night you guys had a late council meeting, and then you have something going on at 10:30.
Yeah.
Is there somebody in this? Is there somebody in this building at all that can let me up? And I don't care if they accompany me. That's fine. I'm not a threat. I have nothing to hide. I'm obviously making it obvious on recording, but I don't care if you get the janitor. Is there somebody that can accompany me while I take pictures and video, which is
I won't allow that.
And I'll say
it's a restricted
and I'll
area.
say it, and you probably know this, but what I'm doing is it's constitutionally protected activity.
Sure.
It's a First Amendment freedom of press.
Yep.
And what that enables me to do, alongside with Smith v. Cumming, which says that you can observe your government in the course of their official duties, it doesn't even sound like there's a policy in place. What this practice is preventing us from doing is really observing our government. Who knows what's going on up there? Who knows what corruption's going on up there? If I was a reporter with CNN or Fox News or something like that, and I gave you guys a heads up, like, hey, I'm coming to investigate you guys, and I set an appointment, what point of investigative journalism would that really, how effective do you think that would really be? So the members of the public, citizen press, also known as the free press, protected under the First Amendment, should be able to come on in and just, element of surprise, come in and record, observe their government, making sure there's no corruption that's going on, keeping us down here in this little teeny tiny space in the name of safety and security. Benjamin Franklin said, if those who give up freedom for a little safety and security deserve neither of those things.
Okay, well,
I know you're not the person who comes up with that, but it's just a passion I have, and I hope I'm not coming across in any certain way that makes you uncomfortable, but that's just how I feel about it. I'm just being open and honest, and that's why I'm here, is to make sure that.
I want you to know that when the city hall was built and open, we did have an open house, and people were allowed to not just roam freely, of course. Can't just an individual go into an office and start, going through, I don't know, files and things like that. That's not reasonable.
It wouldn't be reasonable to have that stuff in the public areas for people to go through, if it's private.
It's probably not ready. There's different kinds of records, as you know. There's ways to manage that properly, and we do that. We follow the state records management program.
Now, one last question. If I wanted to get all the business cards from all the different offices in here, how would I go about getting those?
Well, you can start over here.
They're all down here?
Unless we're out of, here's the council, we might have to refill. I don't know if Patty has extra, but you can.
Well, they should all be down here. Usually they're normally
they
supposed to.
are.
Okay.
I know that there've been some changes recently, so.
Does the mayor have his card down here?
Yeah, this is the mayor.
Okay.
Wes, K.
I appreciate you talking to me, by the way, Mia. I really
Yeah.
appreciate your time here.
And your name again was
My name is Zach,
Zach. Okay.
like Zach Efron.
Okay. And it's libertytroll.llc@gmail.com.
You got it.
And let me make sure I've got this right. You want first, last names, titles, salaries of everybody here in City Hall or in the city?
Let's just say city. Keep it.
Okay.
Probably
And
more than I
then,
want, but we'll take it.
Okay, all employees. And then BCSO staff and deputies. Correct?
That's right. You got it.
Okay.
And then can I make an appointment to come back this morning to take what you would call a tour?
Here's my card.
Thank you, Mia.
And today is tough because after our staff meeting, then we have to follow up with everything. Could it be the next day?
No, it has to be today. So that's another thing about appointments is that you get people that are traveling and they got flights and stuff to catch.
Okay.
That's another problem with this whole appointment thing.
I'd have to ask you not to have your camera on. Like I said, it's restricted. And we wouldn't be going into and talking to people because that would be disrupting their work. Like I said, when it comes to business in this city hall, if you have a specific need, payment, discussion that you need to have, this is the level that we have it at. So that's the restricted area.
Well, I can address the 2 points you made. So
And I have to go.
the latest one was you said, I can't talk to anybody. I wouldn't be talking to anybody. I'm not here to talk to anybody. I would just be observing and looking at, things I said I'd be looking at. Staying in those areas, obviously not going to the restricted ones. But
Okay.
And the other thing was I would be recording. That would be, if I was to do that, that would be something I wouldn't want to give up. 'Cause that would defeat the whole purpose.
I guess that's where we part, because I can't allow that. It's a restricted area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you help me make an appointment though for today or hopefully this morning?
How about today? Let's see. After lunch, I have a couple of appointments, so it'd probably be later in the afternoon, say like 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Who would be the person walking me around?
Be me.
Is there anyone else who's available sooner, like around 12 or 1?
I don't have access to somebody's calendar right away, but
Well, after we part ways here, if you don't mind, if you could check with the other staff and see what their availability is. 4 o'clock's too late for me. If we can do like 12, 1 o'clock, somewhere around there, that's reasonable for me.
it doesn't work for us. Yeah, like I said, our day is packed because we have duties that we have to fulfill after the city council meeting, and
And that's at 10:30?
Yeah, 10:30.
Okay. Is that open to the public?
No, that's
Okay.
staff.
That's just a staff one. Okay, gotcha. City council was last night. That's right, you said that.
That's
All right. So I'll just check back then later, probably like around 11, and see if you have anybody that's available for an earlier time. Because 4 o'clock is just not going to work for me, unfortunately, and I'll be
I'll see what I can
traveling. So,
do. I can't guarantee, but we'll try and make it happen.
okay. Well, thanks for talking to me. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, Liberty Trollers, you saw it. They do have some Gestapo crap going on here with this practice. It's not even an official policy, keeping the public out as they see us as a threat. They do have public offices upstairs. You just have to have an appointment. If you don't have an appointment, it's considered restricted or security area is what she said. So, the way it should be or ought to be is, if we are a taxpayer in this country, you should have access to take pictures and video, observe your government, I explained everything to her. I don't need to go through all that again, but I'm not impressed with the City Hall here in Cape Canaveral. It's following suit from some other tyrannical government buildings I've been to that try to shut the public out and shift everything online so that they can use these buildings that we pay for, these people that we pay their salaries, to use these buildings as their personal fortress, and it's just not right. If they're gonna kick the people out and just restrict us to like these little tiny lobbies on the lower level, then maybe we should take back some of our taxes if they want to treat this as their own personal fortress.